African news update on Top Accolade News. In a continent where election whispers of revolution and economies pulse with everyday dreams, tonight headlines from Africa show us power isn't just seized, it's spoken, saved, and sometimes sung back to life. From ballots to beats, here's the pulse of a rising generation. Cameroon's presidential campaign opens. Guinea schedules December 28th presidential vote. Uganda presidential candidate vowed to scrap Swahili for French. Kenya's central bank targets cheaper mobile money transfers. Kicking off in Central Africa, where the drumbeat of democracy starts anew, Cameroon's presidential race officially began with 12 candidates, including 92-year-old Paul Biya, seeking his 8th term after 43 years in power. Former ally Buba Maigari launched his bid in Douala, backed by 2 candidates who withdrew to form a coalition, while Kabra Libi drew hundreds with his youth-driven campaign. Despite growing calls for opposition unity, rival contenders remain divided. With 8 million voters registered, the election on the 12th of October could either extend Biya's era or redefine Cameroon's future. A nation's destiny can hinge on whether change can find a single voice. Turning west to Guinea, where the shadow of a coup meets the light of the vote. Guinea will hold its first presidential election since the 2021 coup on the 28th of December, following a Supreme Court ruling upholding a referendum that approved a new constitution extending presidential terms to 7 years and permitting junta members, including coup leader Mamady Doumbouya, to run. While the charter passed with 89% support and 92% turnout, opposition leaders dispute the figures, citing low participation. The vote marks a potential end to military transition and also raises fears of entrenched rule. In Guinea, democracy's return may arrive wearing the face of the coup itself. It's word now to Uganda, where words become weapons in the language war. Ugandan presidential candidate Mubarak Munyagwa has pledged to abolish Swahili as an official language if elected in 2026, arguing it is little used and limits global opportunities instead of proposing French alongside with English. Let's take a look at the video.
We shall ban Swahili as our national language. We shall ban it. We need French instead. French has a wider coverage. Burundi, they speak French.
Swahili was declared an official language in 2005 to boost East African integration, but Munyagwa insists French offers wider continental reach, pointing to its use in over 30 African nations. His stance has sparked debate as Uganda prepares for a crowded election featuring 8 contenders, including Presidents Museveni and Bobi Wine. In a country balancing identity and global relevance, Munyagwa's promise is a reminder that language is never just words, it is power. From linguistic hoops to economic lifelines, Kenya slashes the cost of connection. The Central Bank of Kenya has unveiled plans to cap person-to-person mobile money fees, cutting average cost from 23 Kenyan shillings to 10 Kenyan shillings under its 2025 to 2028 financial inclusion strategy. With 82 million registered accounts and 381,000 agents nationwide, mobile money services could see reduced profits but wider financial access for low-income users. The regulator says high cost and rural barriers have stalled growth, and the reform aimed to close gaps in inclusion. In a country where digital wallets drive daily life, lowering fees is more than economics. It is the price of dignity in financial access. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Egypt carves a path where ancient pride and modern prosperity converge under President Sisi's watchful eye. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has directed the government and central bank to sustain falling inflation, maintain a flexible foreign exchange rate, and secure dollars for production while strengthening reserves. Central Bank Governor Hassan Abdallah assured that reserves remain at very reassuring levels. Alongside economic priorities, Sisi reviewed final preparations for the Grand Egyptian Museum's November 1st inauguration, urging close oversight and private sector investment to boost tourism revenues. In Egypt today, the fight for financial stability and the push for cultural prestige march side by side, prove that a nation's economy and its legacy are written in the same stone. Bridging oceans now. A diplomatic thaw warms U.S.-Ghana ties. The U.S. Embassy in Ghana has reinstated longer validity periods for non-immigrant visas following negotiations between Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Ablakwa and U.S. Undersecretary of State Alison Hooker. Ghanaians can once again access 5-year multiple entry B1, B2 visitor visas and 4-year F1 student visas, reversing restriction that had limited entries to just 3 months. Ablakwa hailed the breakthrough as a big win for Ghana, crediting months of diplomatic efforts. For many Ghanaians, the restored visa privileges are more than paperwork. They are reopening of doors to education, business, and opportunity once slammed shut. Lightening the load with rhythms from the stage, where even kings of Afrobeats face the edge of exit. Afrobeat star Davido has revealed he was close to leaving the music scene before the release of With You, his chart-topping collaboration with Omah Lay, which reignited his passion after 14 years in the industry. The award-winning singer admitted he'd never expected the track to dominate his latest album, but called it divine timing, crediting it with breathing new life into his career. For an artist who has already defined a generation of Afrobeats, Davido's reflection proves that even legends sometimes need one more song to remember why they began. And finally, in sports, Kotoko sealed a 1-0 victory over Kwara United in Ilorin, completing a 5-3 aggregate win and reaching the next round, where they will face Wydad AC. The 52nd minute strike ended Kotoko's 54-year wait for a win on Nigerian soil, a symbolic triumph that shows the Porcupine Warriors are no longer haunted by history, they are writing it. As these tales from Africa's beating heart unfold, from votes that voice the voiceless to song that saves souls, our world grows richer in resolve. This is the continent unscripted, fierce, flawed, and forever forward. Stay tuned to the truth. I am Ojarumi Okocha. This is the African News Update on Top Accolade News, keeping you connected to the pulse of the continent.